Wesley, what do you want to see from you guys in the scrimmage Saturday?
I want to see playing at a high level. I always tell them in the beginning of the training camp, it's really not about what we run, it's how we run it. So the one thing I want to see in training camp, just see them get lined up, communicate, and play fast. You know, if you're a fast defense, you're a good defense.
So what has that been like so far?
It's really been good. You see some guys flashing. You see guys playing with tremendous effort, and that's the thing you want to see. And we'll start scaling the package back and reduce the volume, you know, so we can keep that speed. Because if you got tremendous play speed, they'll problem solve for you during the game.
Along those lines, some of the offensive guys yesterday said they think the defense is playing faster with more effort even than what they saw a year ago. Do you agree with that assessment?
Well, I think what they're seeing is year two. And I think you've got to show signs of improvement in year two. But here's the advantage. They know the system. You know, we're not changing the system. We're going to keep it same as. They're getting better ownership. The communication is louder. And now they're able to see the offensive formation and process it before the ball snaps, which makes them a lot faster. And so if you go in year two and don't change your philosophy, you know, keep a similar scheme, then players will play faster. So I hope they're spot on. I hope they're spot on because we certainly need to improve and we certainly need to play faster.
You've been surprised by anything so far in camp?
Yeah, it's been a number of guys I've been surprised about the way they're performing, just their overall effort. Then at the same token, just surprised at how they've grasped the scheme. I've been surprised about the biggest difference in understanding football from year one to year two. You take a guy like Odell Shepard, he's having a great camp. I mean, he's flashy, tremendous effort. You got a guy like Cavante Ruggs. I mean, he doesn't know his assignment quite yet, but you know he's on the field. We got tremendous play speed. Cedric Woods, man, he's a pro. I mean, he can go out and set the table, get everybody lined up. He's playing exceptionally fast. So you got a handful of veterans that's stepping up, that's doing a tremendous job.
What has been your take on the linebacker group thus far?
The biggest take is I'm glad we got Coach Summerall. He's doing a great job with them. And one thing about him, he's doing a tremendous job of developing them. And we're getting close to the first kickoff, so we got to get guys in the right seat. And you got guys like Momo Sinago's doing a great job. He's really matured a lot. He knows the scheme. The last couple of practice sessions, I think he's played fast. Willie Hibble is coming along. And we got to pay attention to our younger guys. You know, one thing we made a commitment is let's not look at their classification. Let's look at their production. Let's go out there and play the guys that should be playing, not the guys that's supposed to be playing.
Tisdale getting a lot of reps with the ones. What do you envision his role being, and where is he kind of in his development?
I'll tell you what, a guy that size, maybe you've seen him. Those guys don't need to be developed. You better put him in and let him play. Now, he's going to make some mistakes. He's got tremendous size. His effort is awesome. For a big guy, man, he can really run. So the biggest challenge for him is just keep learning the scheme. But his effort and his knowledge of football has proven us that we got to get him going because he can help us win football games. So you're exactly right. We got him going with the ones, and we're trying to get that chemistry right, but he'll definitely be a factor this year.
Javian Hamilton and Ken Webster have missed some time this week. Is there any concern at all on your part that they won't be ready when you guys kick off in a couple of weeks?
No, those guys, they got tremendous work ethics. We got a good medical department, and we're not going to rush those guys back. We'll stay on schedule, and when they get those guys 100%, they'll be plug-and-play type guys because they stay connected in the meeting room. They always engage, and they know the scheme. And so the key is just to make sure that we do the right thing by not rushing them too fast because you don't want that to linger the entire year. And so I'm not concerned about when they get back. I'm concerned about them getting back and being 100%.
That's obviously opened up a lot of reps for guys filling in for them. What have you thought of them?
Listen, I'll tell you, that's the beautiful thing about injuries. Sometimes you don't embrace injuries, but the positive side of it, you as a coach, you're forced to get guys ready that's down the line, and that's an asset. And so you take a young guy like Keidron Smith, done a phenomenal job. He's gotten a lot of reps. Well, we wouldn't have seen that if we didn't have some injuries. I'm not inviting injuries, but sometimes there's a positive side to it. Now you see Jalen Julius, he's taking a lot of reps. You know, he's a different guy than last year. You know, so Coach Jones and Coach Clark are getting the other guys ready on the back end, and so when we get those guys back, we won't miss a step.
Matt has talked about loading the box to help stop the run. Do you think that's something y'all will need to do, and what gives you the confidence in the secondary to do that?
Well, you look at the guys that are at corner position, I'm very confident those guys can cover man-to-man outside. And one thing for certain, that we definitely going to get in the box and start to run. We're not going to tell them when we get in the box. We're going to have creative ways to get in the box, but we definitely have a commitment to get in the box and start to run. And if they're going to beat us, they're going to beat us throwing the ball. But we're going to eliminate those explosive plays. We're going to get in the box and we're going to tackle and we're going to populate the football.
How are you guys lining up in camp? Are people in the right position. That seemed to be a big problem stopping the run last year, just some folks out of position.
Well, yes, that's and also too, not just alignment and mental errors, it's execution errors. They know what to do, but just do the wrong thing and have misfits, as we call them. But we tremendously improved that area this year, and so I'm looking forward to seeing us do it when the bullets are flying. So that's always an issue when you're giving up explosive plays, as being out of spot, misfits in the run game, misfits in the passing game. But we've improved that, and the one thing that really improves is communication. And our communication has been a lot better.
What's your comfort level up front with? I mean, you got like 9 defensive ends and 6 defensive tackles, but are all of them game ready? You think?
Well, they all have to get game ready, Chuck. It's a long season. It's a long season, and we play a violent sport. You're gonna have some injuries, so we're coaching for depth, and we want to make sure that we get everybody prepared to go. We're going into game 1, although it's a away game, assuming that we're going to have everybody ready that's showing signs of helping us win the game. So we're not just going to bury our time and our effort in 1 or 2 units. We're going to bury our time and effort in the entire roster, and let's try to get everybody ready to go, because it's a long season. And you look at our season last year, at the end of the game, we had guys that started out the season on 3s, if you will, that ended up having an impact in our last ball game of the season.
Well, Vernon's been limited some with an injury, but where's his development right now in camp?
He was doing a tremendous job before he suffered injury. He's back out there today, and he's showing a spark. You know, you got an outside guy with that kind of size and speed, and you know, he makes very little mental mistakes, and so he's going to be a tremendous outside guy for us. But his development is coming along. He'll be ready by game 1.
When it comes to linebacker, do you have a timeline when you want to have those like top 4 or 5 nailed down?
You like to have it Monday of game week. That's your ideal calendar day, Monday of game week, because now you're into the thick of game planning. But if we have to take it up all the way to Thursday, we'll get those guys ready. But one thing for sure, when that ball kick off, we don't know who 1s and 2s are then. You know, but we'll try to have Monday of game week and identify those guys and give those guys the reps that week. And let's focus on Texas Tech.